Mr. Opitz, we'll start with you. 2 minutes.
Thank you. My name is Michael Opitz, and I'm running to represent you as the next Cobb County Commissioner for District 3. I want to thank the Cox organization for sponsoring this important candidate forum. I believe that I'm well qualified for this position. I'm a former Air Force Special Agent. I have my master's in psychology with emphasis in organizational development. I'm retired from AT&T and Lucent Technologies, where I served in AT&T manufacturing systems, taking technology from Bell Labs and commercializing it. I created, developed, and managed the data engineering department at Lucent Technologies, growing it from 5 engineers to 40 professionals in less than 18 months, and gained a reputation for creating high-performance teams. I'm currently a Georgia registered mediator and arbitrator. And together, and I know how to bring people together to solve problems. And together we can make Cobb the best and the safest place to live. Currently it is not. Our police and fire departments are understaffed and underpaid, which is causing many of our valued and highly trained officers to leave for other jobs. Additionally, the county is becoming one huge floodplain because of stormwater runoff and the related damage it causes. The current Board of Commissioners has ignored these problems for years, so it's time for new leadership and management of the county. If not, nothing changes. When elected, I will restore the Cobb County Police and Fire Departments to where they are the best trained, best equipped, and best paid in Georgia. I have been endorsed by both the Cobb County Police and firefighters. I will fight to eliminate tax breaks for special interest groups that don't benefit the citizens of Cobb and ensure transparent government. I would be honored to serve you as the District 3 Commissioner and ask for your vote in the Republican primary on May the 20th. Together we can once again make Cobb County #1 in Georgia. Why settle for less? Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Opitz. Mr. Pond.
Good evening, neighbors. I'd like to thank the COPS organization for this opportunity to address the people here tonight, the voters. My name is Joseph Pond. I'm running for District 3 Commissioner seat. I am not a politician. I'm not an engineer. I'm a master plumber by trade. I was brought into this representing, I had some issues with the county government concerning property rights. I've been fighting for the last few years to fight for our property rights. Property rights are very, very important. Not nearly as important as public safety, but very important. Another high priority is accountability in government, responsibility to the taxpayers. Transparency is wonderful, but if there's no accountability, it's useless. It's my intention, if elected, to represent District 3 on the Board of Commissioners to restore the luster of our once gold-level standard living community of Cobb County. The people should control the government. The government should not control the people. The elected representatives of the Cobb have forgotten this principle. It is my goal to turn this back around, to serve and represent the people of District 3, not see them as a tax base for an oversized county government and its business-inducing corporate welfare. Our public safety department needs to be properly manned and equipped to serve and protect, not be an understaffed means of revenue gathering. The water department monies need to be invested in maintaining our infrastructure, not paying the general fund. If elected, I will do my best to put the human factor back into the Cobb government.
Thank you, Mr. Pond. So far, I only have one question, so if anyone thinks of anything while I'm reading this one, please bring it up. We'll start with you, Mr. Opitz. Do you support using $18 million a year of Cobb tax dollars to fund the new Brave Stadium?
Absolutely not.
Why or why not?
I don't think government has any place of funding private enterprise. There's a phrase for that. It's called crony capitalism. When government funds private enterprise, there are a lot of things that are hidden from view. And in the funding for the Brave Stadium, we haven't seen a lot of those things. The government has not been transparent. We have read in the newspaper that commissioners went 2 by 2 into meetings at the chamber, while 2 others waited outside. And to me, that's in clear violation of open meeting laws. So we have to be very careful. We need to spend that money taking care of Cobb, taking care of the police, taking care of the fire department, and ensuring that we have the best, highest trained professionals in the state.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Pond, same question.
I agree with what Michael has said. More specifically about the Braves deal is not necessarily whether I support spending $18 million a year on the Braves stadium. The county has nearly a budget of nearly $900 million a year operating expenditures. What I am outraged about is that our chairman of the Board of Commissioners would say, no, we do not need the input from the people of Cobb County to make this decision. That the commissioner of District 3 would say it's a no-brainer to spend that money without discussing it with the people of the county. The money is not nearly as so much a problem as it is the lack of accountability and the lack of representation of the people and what their tax dollars are being used for. I support the Braves. I don't support the way they were brought here. Thank you.
Thank you. Any more questions?
Could you ask the question? Could we ask the question?
If you'd like to, come on up, though.
No, I just asked it from here. I'd like to ask.
I'll repeat it.
Go ahead.
I think we can hear her. I can
Sure.
hear her. Can you
No,
hear her?
that's fine.
The
Go ahead.
candidates, one of the things that we know, the growth of Cobb County has been tremendous. And we only have 4 commissioners. Would it interest either one of you to enlarge our commissioners from 4 to 6?
We'll go ahead and start with you, Mr. Pond.
I think that's an excellent idea. I believe in conservative fiscal spending. However, as you pointed out, we have 4 representatives. Each commissioner represents 175,000 people in Cobb County. A state senator for the state of Georgia represents 125,000. A state representative represents 50,000 on a state level. I do not see how it is possible. It was very difficult for a commissioner to represent the wants and needs of all 175,000 people. But yes, I would very much like to look into expanding the Board of Commissioners so that there's better representation of the people.
I would agree with that as well. We always run the danger with smaller groups where not enough opinions and not enough perspectives are heard from the Board of Commissioners. So if we had more people representing different areas, we would have that input and that perspective that is definitely needed, as we have seen from the Cobb County Commission, with 3 votes railroading projects through that should not ever see the light of day. And then other commissioners stating, well, I had to go along with it because if I'm excluded, then I won't get what I need to get for my district. So we need a stronger dialogue between the people, and we may only get that with additional numbers.
Yes, another question.
Yeah, gentlemen, what's your opinion and view on the powers of development authorities and how it relates back to the tax base, specifically with education and the Board of Education?
Do you want to select a candidate to answer that question?
Mr. Opitz, go ahead.
Sure. The Development Authority, a couple of weeks ago, as I understand from the Marietta Daily Journal, just allocated some $50,000, $60,000 to a local microbrewery. I found that just absolutely astounding. What would we be doing? Why are we spending taxpayer dollars for grants for a microbrewery, which supposedly is supposed to bring jobs into Cobb County? That's wrong. That's absolutely wrong. So there's much that's going on in the Development Authority that's hidden from view. And when the Cobb County Commission delegates its authority to an appointed group, that's wrong. That hides, we do not have transparency, and we do not have the focus of the commissioners on those services that are absolutely key and essential to this county, such as public safety, police. We've seen crime increasing from Cumberland Mall to Kennesaw, and we know it's happening. And there's a good direct correlation between that and the money we spend on our police and public
This
safety.
time, let's let Mr. Pond weigh in on this one.
Simply put, I do not believe in what I'm going to refer to as corporate welfare using tax dollars. I just, in any way, shape, or form, I don't agree with it at all. The development authorities should not be spending our tax dollars in that fashion. The chairman of the Board of Commissioners should not have the ability to go out and broker deals by himself behind our backs with companies to bring them here. We have a very wonderful Chamber of Commerce. Let them lure the business to Cobb County, let them bring the business to Cobb County, and do it without our money, without our tax dollars.
Are there any other questions? Anyone else? Silence. We'll move on to the closing statements. 2 minutes to close, Mr. Pond.
The issue of public safety has been talked about ad nauseum, and there's absolutely no reason for me to continue to discuss it. I'm not diminishing the importance of it. It is obviously every candidate that's been up here is #1 priority. Obviously, I can't speak for the candidates that did not come tonight. I've spoken to a lot of people over the last 3 or 4 years during my efforts with the property rights issues. One of the things one of the biggest problems facing the Cobb County government today is trust. The people do not trust the elected representatives. The elected representatives have done very little to earn that trust. I would very much like to restore that trust. I think elected representatives should do just that, represent the people. To me, that is important. You should be able to call up your commissioner and say, this is bothering me, what are you going to do about it? And get a straight answer. The way things are going right now, I'm truly afraid that the Board of Commissioners with their ideas for grabbing money are going to take one from the Braves Stadium and sell off the name. You know, pretty soon it'll be the Chamber of Commerce presents the Board of Commissioners, and that's just wrong. We need to represent the people need to run the government. My name is Joseph Pond. I ran out of the house without my name tag. Please remember me on May 20th. Early voting has started today. You can vote now if you'd like. Thank you. Have a good day.
Mr. Opitz, 2 minutes.
Our police and fire departments are underpaid, underfunded, and under-equipped. Plus, when the Braves Stadium opens in a couple of years, Cobb will need approximately 100 more police officers and another new firehouse. The current commissioner has allowed our county to reach this low point in public safety, yet she voted to spend over $500 million of Cobb's tax dollars on a private enterprise, even though the Braves have more than adequate resources to cover those costs. And all of this was done behind closed doors without a voter referendum. The current commissioner continues to transfer millions each year from the Cobb Water Authority to the general fund rather than saving those funds for infrastructure repairs and upgrades that are already needed. On the subject of water, Cobb County has neighborhoods which are suffering flooding, water runoff damage because of overdevelopment. Homeowners in one neighborhood have paid hundreds of thousands of dollars to try to restore their community. One neighborhood, Lock Island, has petitioned the current commissioner to help resolve the flooding problem brought on by overdevelopment, yet no solution has been offered by the current commissioner. Cobb County schools were tens of millions of dollars in the red last year. So why did Cobb commissioners offer tax relief for 10 years to a few select developers? Some of that money could have gone to underfunded schools, yet those decisions were made without involving the elected people on the Cobb School Board, and that is totally irresponsible. It's time to stop this madness, and I'm the person who will do that as your new Cobb Commissioner for District 3. I have the background, the training, and the acumen to do the job that is required for Cobb County and all of its citizens. Please go to opitzforcobb.com for more information. I'm asking for your vote on May the 20th. Thank you.
Thank you both, Mr. Joseph Pond and Michael Opitz.